The best expansion for WoW has just been released, the remixed version of it, and I know you still haven't gotten those sweet shoulders or maybe that dope sword, but did you know you can loot possibly the best transmog cosmetics in the game before being taken away? Have no regrets. Don't wait for the trading post to possibly give you recolors in the future. Loot them now, and then you can be the one to tell people they cannot have these exclusive rewards because they should have played Legion Remix when it came out, and they are prestigious enough for them to go f off, f them, f Mage Tower, not coming back. I'm not sad at all, salty people, eat it, I'ma go get me some Legion transmogs. Number 1, the OGs. These are a set of transmogs that you can still relatively safely collect by doing Legion content on live servers, so not really exclusive to Remix. However, the rarity of these items could very well classify them as exclusive anyway. Starting off with a softie, the Hammer of Vigilance that can still drop from Mother in Tomb of Sargeras. This is still a very iconic one-handed hammer, being the only one of its kind in this type of model in the game to drop from anywhere. But you can get the Hammer of Vigilance way easier since raids will have a daily lockout on Remix. Of course, this applies to all of the items here on this list with an even better way to get them: by purchasing them. Remix adds items, sets, and transmogs to vendors that cost the bronze currency plus a special token that drops from the bosses that you just killed. 20 fel-warped slabs and 30,000 bronze later, and you are a Hammer of Vigilance richer player. Imagine killing a boss enough times and then getting the item you want if it didn't drop. Almost as if this is fixing loot RNG. This is true for the Scythes of the Unmaker as well. That costs 20 cosmic soul silver and 30,000 bronze. Not sure if each version has to be purchased separately, but either way, much easier to get. Also, by killing all Antorus bosses on the mythic difficulty, don't worry, it's not that hard, you get a new recolor fel version of the scythe as well, which doesn't seem to cost you anything. While you are in Antorus, pick up Taeshalach from Aggramar, also a titan, with 20 ever flame of hatred, also again with 30,000 bronze. Note here, not sure what the drop rate for the bronze will be by the end, but as you farm these raids, specifically in this example, you may want to hold off on purchasing any one Antorus mog until you have currency for all of them at once, since by the time you get the last bit, the previous ones might have just dropped and you could just save thousands upon thousands of bronze. Apparently. And last but not least, let's go back to Emerald Nightmare and get those Xavius Shoulders, possibly the most sought after Legion cosmetic in existence, with 30,000 bronze and 20 horns of the first satyr. What? You don't think this is the most farmed Legion mog? Well, let us know down below which one it is for you, while I take the time to thank our video sponsor, Rested XP, which is the best way for you to actually level in Legion Remix with their guides on leveling. Rested XP is a simple to use add-on in-game that loads up the guide that you want to take you through your journey fast and efficiently. With this guide in particular, you get speedrun routes from levels 10 to 80, event-specific quest guides, all of the story campaigns and more for both factions. To get yours and get started, you can click our link in the description for a 10% off of your first purchase, big or small, which can be just the Legion Remix guide if that's all you're interested in, or leveling guides for all sorts of things like Classic Mists of Pandaria, War Within, Classic Era, Classic Hardcore, Seasons of Discovery, Classic Anniversary, and man, they really have them all. Of course, you would be supporting your boys here to make more dope content, so we are super grateful for every little bit of support. Thank you. Now, number 2, we now go into new stuff with what I like to call the Legion Arsenal. This is a series of transmogs that are pure and simple, Burning Legion themed. The first is the Sinister's Fel Arsenal, which can be obtained by completing 4 achievements in Stormheim, all unlocking 1 weapon, presumably. The 4 weapons are the Sinister Feldirk as the dagger, Sinister Felstaff has, I mean, you get it. Sinister Fellblade has the one-handed sword and a wand with Sinister Fell Wand. The achievements you want are first finishing the campaign in Stormheim, second is the Tour Stormheim that has you explore the zone fully, defeating rares and collecting treasures, the basic stuff. The third one is looking for Group Stormheim that has you complete the Maw of Souls and Halls of Valor dungeons, but also the Trial of Valor raid. And lastly, you need to get exalted with the Valor Jar. The second part of the Legion Arsenal is one item in Bulwark of Manroth. You know, the big chest piece that gets axed down by none other than Grom Hellscream twice because time travel. The last demon with a chest piece bulwark to become a shield was quite a while ago, and that was the famous Azinoth. So it was about time we get another one. Now, don't worry, even if your class cannot wear or mog shields, this also becomes a cloak cosmetic on your back. To get this, you need to complete 2 out of 4 Argus achievements instead of 4 altogether. You are now prepared is the first one, which is the storyline completion. Tour Argus, again exploring the zone, killing rares and looting treasures in all of the Argus zones, by the way. Looking for Group Argus, where you have to complete the Seat of the Triumvirate dungeon, which you should, is really good, it ties into Midnight, and the Antorus raid, and lastly, get exalted with the Argusian Reach. For number 3, let's look at something less fell and demonic, and more elegant, more royal, more... Alright, listen, fashion sense is subjective, I ain't gonna judge. Kaldorai Queen's royal vestments, or basically the clothes off of Azshara's back, cause you know, now she cannot use these anymore. She's all grown up and proper voidy. Similar to the previous sets, you need to complete 2 achievements out of a set of 4 of the exact style of achievements which are now themed around the Suramar zone. I will just put the names on screen right now so you can look at them and, you know, find them in game as you play them, but know that they require you do the exact same thing as before. Storyline, tour the zone, do the instance content, get exalted rep, and now I need to gender swap all my tunes so they can look smashable, smashing. Number 4, back on the Burning Legion train with the new Sargerei set. This is a full set of Sargerai Commander Mog for all armor types, and they come in 4 different colors based on the achievements you do to collect them. And I need to point out that this right here is the cloak. The achievements are to Fel and back, which sees you complete the whole Legion Remix campaign, with the last step being the Shape a New Legend quest. Heroic Broken Isles World Quests 4, an easier one of just completing 100 world quests in heroic tier difficulty. Mythic Legion Remix raids, that sounds pretty self-explanatory. Get all raids done on the mythic difficulty. And don't worry, like I said before, Remix raids are not the same on mythic as raids are on live. By the end of the event, it's likely you will be able to solo them. That's right. Possibly. And last, Time-Worn Keystone Hero that wants you to time a key level of 30 or higher. And I heard people are already soloing 60 plus on the PTR servers right now, so this should be maybe even the easiest of them all. And last, maybe the best one, for last, at least thematically, emotionally, and variant-y. The Corrupted Shalamayne, or rather the Fallen King's Corrupted Blade, since it's a set of 3 swords. Shalamayne has been corrupted and you can get the Fel version of the 2-hander sword, but also the Fel version of its split dual-wielded one-handers. For these you need to complete 3 of the Broken Shore achievements, once again similar to what we have had so far on the list. Almost. Breaching the Tomb, which is the storyline of Broken Shore. Explore Broken Shore, this time just exploring is enough. Looking for Group Broken Shore, clear the Cathedral of Eternal Night dungeon and Tomb of Sargeras raid. And lastly, the Armies of the Legion Fall Exalted rep with the said faction. This remix event is so large that we couldn't have possibly mentioned everything you can get your hands on, but the most iconic ones had to make it into the video. But As an honorable mention, however, you can also get all of the class mounts in their Fel Glory version, which look incredible. The easiest and most efficient way to do this is to simply level each class to 80, which, don't worry, in true remix fashion, every re-leveling of a class should be way faster than before, on top of unlocking all sorts of bronze sources on the way, but you can still buy them with actual bronze currency from the Grandmaster Jakku's NPC. We will be streaming the Legion Remix journey, and you can catch it all live on twitch.tv/Marcelian&Flame. Hop on, since we also plan on doing dungeons and raids with you fine folk as well. Thank you once again to Reset XP for sponsoring this video and giving us dope speedrun leveling guides to unlock all of these wonderful goodies way faster. Click the link below to get 10% off and also support the channel in the process. And meanwhile, if Legion isn't stirring your appetite for Demon Hunter, maybe the new spec coming in midnight will. Check our video covering it right here, since, spoiler alert, it's a range intellect based caster with melee abilities. What? That's wild.